Nestled along the rugged coasts of Australia, some of the country's most historic lighthouses are more than just beacons for ships. They are haunted monuments to lost souls and forgotten tragedies. Today, we journey through the eerie and chilling tales of 10 of Australia's most haunted lighthouses. 1. Cape Otway Lighthouse, Victoria. Perched on the rugged cliffs of Victoria's coastline, Cape Otway Lighthouse has stood for over 175 years, guiding ships through the perilous waters of the Bass Strait. But beneath its stoic facade lies a chilling history. Known as the Beacon of Hope by sailors, it has also been a silent witness to despair and tragedy. In the 19th century, the treacherous waters claimed countless ships and lives. One such tragedy involved the Atway, a ship that ran aground nearby in 1845, killing over 400 people. Survivors' spirits are said to linger, their cries carried on the howling winds. Visitors have reported hearing footsteps echoing through the empty lighthouse at night, followed by faint whispers in languages long forgotten. A more sinister tale surrounds a lighthouse keeper's daughter, who allegedly vanished one stormy night, her lantern found shattered on the rocks below. Some claim to see her spectral figure pacing the lighthouse balcony, her white dress billowing against the stormy sky. Others have felt an icy presence on the staircase, as though an unseen hand brushes past them. Cape Otway is more than a historical monument. It's a portal to another time, where the past refuses to rest. Enter if you dare, but be prepared to meet the spirits who call this lighthouse their eternal home. 2nd, Point Hicks Lighthouse, Victoria. Shrouded in mist and perched on the edge of Australia's southeastern coast, Point Hicks Lighthouse is a towering sentinel with a dark and chilling reputation. Built in 1887, it has guided countless ships to safety, but it could not save them all. Beneath its proud stance lies a tale of sorrow and restless spirits. The most infamous legend speaks of a ship's captain who drowned in a violent storm near the point. Locals say his spirit never left. On stormy nights when waves crash violently against the rocks, the mournful sound of a phantom bell echoes through the air, a bell that no longer exists. Caretakers have reported hearing ghostly footsteps pacing the lantern room late at night, despite being alone. The air grows cold, and the sound of a heavy sigh often sends shivers down their spines. Visitors have claimed to see a figure in a long coat standing at the cliff's edge staring out to sea, only to vanish when approached. Point Hicks is more than a lighthouse. It is a vessel for the unquiet dead, their stories etched into its stones and the surrounding waves. Few leave without feeling the weight of its eerie history lingering long after their visit. 3rd, South Solitary Island Lighthouse, New South Wales. Rising from the isolated and windswept South Solitary Island, this lighthouse stands as a monument to human endurance and to something far darker. Built in 1880, it is one of Australia's most remote lighthouses, surrounded by treacherous waters that have claimed countless lives. But it is not only the shipwreck victims who are said to haunt this desolate place. The island's history is steeped in hardship. Lighthouse keepers and their families endured relentless isolation, with many succumbing to madness or despair. One tragic tale tells of a keeper's wife who fell ill, screaming for help as stormy seas made rescue impossible. She died on the island, and some say her cries for mercy still echo through the night. Visitors have reported hearing disembodied voices whispering in the dark, while others feel an invisible presence watching them. Some even claim to see shadowy figures flickering in the corners of their vision, only to disappear when they turn to look. As the wind howls through the empty corridors and the waves crash violently against the cliffs, it's easy to believe the stories. South Solitary Island Lighthouse is not just haunted by history, it is haunted by those who never truly left. 4th, Cape Byron Lighthouse, New South Wales. At the easternmost point of Australia, Cape Byron Lighthouse rises above the restless ocean, its beam slicing through the darkness. It has stood since 1901, a guardian for sailors navigating the treacherous waters below. But this beacon of safety hides a chilling secret, one that lingers long after the sun has set. Legend tells of a keeper who fell to his death from the balcony during a stormy night. Some say it was an accident. Others whisper of despair driving him to leap. Visitors report glimpses of a shadowy figure pacing the lantern room, endlessly retracing the steps of his final moments. On quiet nights, the sound of heavy boots echoes down the spiral staircase even when no one is there. The air grows cold, and a faint scent of seawater fills the halls. Hikers on the nearby trails claim to see a man in a weathered uniform staring out at the horizon, his form fading into mist as they approach. Cape Byron Lighthouse is a place of breathtaking beauty and unsettling presence. As its light sweeps across the waves, one cannot help but feel it illuminates not just the sea, but the restless spirits of those who still wander its lonely halls. 5th, Wollongong Breakwater Lighthouse, New South Wales. Standing on the rocky edge of the Illawarra coastline, the Wollongong Breakwater Lighthouse seems serene by day, but when night falls, an eerie presence takes hold. Built in 1872, it has weathered countless storms and witnessed the unforgiving power of the sea. Yet its most enduring legend is not of ships or sailors, but of a restless spirit bound to its shores. Locals speak of a young sailor who drowned in the harbor during a violent tempest. His cries for help were swallowed by the waves, and his body was never recovered. Since then, strange occurrences plague the lighthouse. On stormy nights, a ghostly figure is said to emerge from the mist, walking the breakwater as if searching for something or someone. Visitors often feel a sudden chill, even in the height of summer, and some claim to hear faint, sorrowful wails carried on the wind. Others report the light flickering unexpectedly, as though manipulated by unseen hands. The Wollongong Breakwater Lighthouse is more than a maritime relic. It is a place where the past refuses to fade, and the lost sailor's story continues to haunt the present. Venture too close, and you might find yourself drawn into his eternal search. 6 Point Lonsdale Lighthouse, Victoria. At the gateway to Port Phillip Bay, Point Lonsdale Lighthouse stands sentinel over one of Australia's most dangerous stretches of water, aptly named the Rip. Built in 1902, it has saved countless lives, yet its stones are steeped in tragedy. This is not just a lighthouse, it is a tomb for the restless souls of the past. Among the many stories tied to this place, one tale stands out. That of a sailor who perished in a doomed attempt to navigate the Rip during a fierce storm. His ship was dashed against the rocks, and he was seen struggling in the waves before disappearing forever. On stormy nights, his spirit is said to return, his anguished cries echoing across the bay. Visitors often report feeling an overwhelming sense of unease near the lighthouse, as though they're being watched. Some claim to see a spectral figure staring out at the water, his gaze locked on the treacherous currents below. Doors slam without warning, and the sound of footsteps reverberates through the lighthouse, even when it's empty. Point Lonsdale Lighthouse is more than a beacon. It's a haunting reminder of nature's fury and the lives it has claimed. Those who dare to visit may find the past closer than they ever imagined. 7. Cape Leeuwin Lighthouse, Western Australia. Where two mighty oceans collide, Cape Leeuwin Lighthouse rises defiantly against the elements, standing at Australia's southwesternmost tip. Built in 1895, this lighthouse has guided sailors through treacherous waters for over a century. But within its stone walls, whispers of the past linger, whispers that speak of loss, despair, and spirits unable to find peace. One of the most chilling tales tells of a keeper who mysteriously vanished during a fierce storm, his disappearance never explained. Some say he was swept into the raging sea. Others believe he succumbed to madness brought on by the relentless isolation. To this day, visitors report hearing heavy footsteps ascending the spiral staircase only to find no one there. At night, the lantern room glows with an otherworldly light even when unlit, and the sound of a mournful voice drifts on the wind. Staff have felt icy hands brushing their shoulders and doors creaking open, as though inviting unseen visitors inside. Cape Leeuwin Lighthouse is a place of stark beauty and undeniable unease. Beneath its proud exterior lies a ghostly presence, a reminder of those who came here seeking refuge but found only the eternal pull of the sea. 8. Norah Head Lighthouse, New South Wales. Nestled on a rugged headland, Norah Head Lighthouse stands as a beacon of safety, but its history is anything but peaceful. Built in 1903, this lighthouse has weathered countless storms, yet it's the stories of the souls lost to its unforgiving shores that truly haunt the place. One of the most unsettling tales is that of a young keeper's wife who tragically drowned in a boating accident near the lighthouse. Her body was never recovered, and it's said that her spirit lingers near the water, searching for her lost love. On stormy nights, the air grows unnaturally cold, and witnesses have reported hearing the soft sound of footsteps on the stairs accompanied by a faint voice calling out her husband's name. Those brave enough to venture inside the lighthouse have felt a heavy, oppressive presence in the rooms, as if something, or someone, is watching. A cold chill sweeps over visitors, followed by an eerie silence, only to be broken by the sudden slamming of doors. Norah Head Lighthouse is not just a place of light, but a place where the past refuses to fade. It's a reminder that some spirits bound by grief and longing never truly leave. 9. Green Cape Lighthouse, New South Wales. Located on the remote southeastern coast of New South Wales, Green Cape Lighthouse stands as a solitary sentinel against the wild, unrelenting sea. Built in 1886, it has witnessed countless shipwrecks, but none as infamous as the Lighthouses disaster, in which 71 lives were tragically lost when the ship ran aground in a storm. This catastrophe is said to have left a dark, lingering presence on the land, one that refuses to fade. It is believed that the spirits of those lost in the wreck still haunt the lighthouse and its surrounding cliffs. Many visitors have reported hearing the faint cries of the drowned, carried on the wind. Others claim to see shadowy figures near the cliffs, gazing out to sea as if waiting for the return of the doomed ship. At night, the lighthouse seems to take on an unnatural stillness. Caretakers and tourists alike have felt an overwhelming sensation of being watched, with footsteps echoing in the corridors, even when no one else is around. The cold, damp air is punctuated by a sudden drop in temperature, as if the spirits of the lost sailors are closing in. Green Cape Lighthouse is not merely a navigational tool. It is a memorial to those who perished in the storm, their souls trapped in the turbulent waters, forever tied to the place where they met their untimely end. 10th, Deal Island Lighthouse, Tasmania. Far off the coast of Tasmania, Deal Island Lighthouse stands alone, a lonely outpost amidst the vast, unforgiving waters of Bass Strait. Isolated and rugged, it has served as a beacon for ships since 1848. But its history is drenched in tragedy and despair, and its eerie reputation as one of Australia's most haunted lighthouses is well earned. The island's harsh conditions led to countless hardships for the lighthouse keepers and their families. Many reports tell of the keeper who went mad from isolation, his spirit still wandering the island. On moonless nights, people claim to hear the sound of footsteps on the creaking wooden floors, even when the lighthouse is completely empty. Some say they've seen a figure in a tattered coat standing at the windows, staring out to the sea, his face twisted in anguish. A chilling story from the island tells of a tragic death that happened decades ago. A keeper's child drowned in the cold, violent waters, and now the child's wails can sometimes be heard drifting across the waves. Visitors have reported hearing soft, disembodied cries in the dead of night, followed by an unsettling silence. Deal Island Lighthouse is not just a place to mark the coast, but a place where the dead refuse to leave, their restless souls forever bound to the island's unforgiving shores. These lighthouses may stand tall against the waves, but the spirits of the past continue to haunt their walls. Would you dare to visit them? Let us know your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to like and subscribe for more spine-tingling stories.